Hello everybody. I know this video is a little late, but this is the Contested Territories video from the week of July 7th on Lakeside. This is rounds 118, 19, and 20. And I guess I don't know, I haven't watched the video in a while, but I'm doing the commentary today, so it's a little late and I forget exactly what happened here, but I'll just kind of see what happens here. So I've got 6 temples in. I believe all of my spike factories, my monkey pirates, my snipers, and a couple of ground zeros, it looks like, and one mortar tower which I'm using to buy and resell Pop and Awe. So for this week we didn't have ninja monkeys available, so we couldn't use the Sabotage Supply Lines. So to get to these far rounds you had to use Pop and Awe to stun the blimps, or else they would run through all your defenses. And in the meantime, you also need to use your other abilities like Call to Arms, Spike Storm, maybe some Ground Zeros, and your Monkey Pirates just to keep the damage output very high. So, at some point during this, I believe there was a bug which froze my game for a little bit because I didn't reposition the mortar aim before using the ability. So what you want to be careful with is if you are buying and reselling abilities like this, you want to move the aim of the mortar tower before you use the ability. There's also another weird bug in here where I lost a number of lives, but somehow didn't lose because something got through at some point, and I don't know how or why, but we'll see that a little bit later in the video. So I jumped right into this, so I can't really see my setup, so I don't remember exactly what's where. It looks like I have a high energy beacon down around the monkey pirates and a couple of my spike storms. It looks like I'm using Call to Arms near most of my snipers and villages. Near my snipers and temples, as well as a couple of my spike factories. And it looks like on this run I had used all Cripple Moab snipers with varying placements. So I wonder if I pause in here and kind of show you what I've got or not. And that's the bug right there, which froze the game because I didn't move the mortar aim. And I had that happen a couple of times. I normally see it when I'm placing towers, sacrifices for my temples mid-round. If you don't reposition the mortar aim, then you get stuck with this kind of mini game freeze, and after about a minute, you come back from that. I think it happened a couple times, and to be honest, I'm just a little too lazy to edit it out, so if you want to jump ahead a couple seconds, you can. There we go. So, okay, that's about our setup. We got a couple of snipers all over. We've got most of our spike factories out in that little peninsula there in the middle. And our temples are kind of all over. A couple up near the front and a couple in the back to clean up. So for the most part I was using the monkey pirates to hook the DDTs and destroy them instantly along with the children. And when I didn't have those available, I would use a couple spike storms to power down on the track there. And I think I'd started getting in a groove here where I would try and use 3 spike storms for every call to arms. I think that's about the ratio you can do when just so that they'll all recharge in time. And that's just to general damage all the blimps on screen. And you'll see, since I use fast forward a little bit too much, the blimps got quite far and I had to start spamming the pop and awe ability. Now, the pop and awe ability, like I've mentioned a couple of weeks ago, isn't supposed to stun blimps, but since it does, that's basically the only way to get past these really late rounds. And the only way you'll have enough of them is if you buy and resell it, which means you need to farm a little bit extra early on. And you can see, even with the blimps so close to the exit, you can still pretty much stun them completely once they get down to the BFB layer. When they're still at the ZOMG layer, they don't get stunned as long. So it's usually hard to permanently stun them, but for anything lower than that, you're usually fine. You can see there the blimps are getting dangerously close to the exit, but using pop and awe, you can stun them, everything on the screen, and pretty much clean up. So I've cleaned up all that. Back to everything else. Everything's back at the spawn now. And I didn't check what my money was at the start of this. I think it was at least, I don't know, 520,000, something like that maybe. So I don't know, I've gone through $30,000 or $40,000 worth if you want to see. If you actually scroll back there, you take a look at my lives. I don't know what just happened there, but I think my game had frozen for a second, and when it unfroze, I had suddenly lost 208 lives. And with all the spikes on screen, I really don't know how that happened, but at least I didn't lose at that point. So, and there's the bug again where you don't reposition the mortar aim. It's quite annoying, so you want to make sure you always reposition them before you use the ability, or else, you have to wait around for a minute like this. There we go. Probably should have edited that out, but I had forgotten what was in this video, so I'm just going to leave it there. So, yeah, these very high rounds are all about abilities rather than just spamming out all the towers you have available. I think, depending on the map, you can only get to about 110 or 115 before you start having to use pop and awe, buy and resell. Now, don't quote me on that. It might be possible to get, a couple extra rounds in there depending on exactly how and what you build, but roughly what I've found is past 115 or so, you need to be using pop and awe, or else the blimps just don't take enough damage before they reach the end of the map. got another little bug there. So, sorry for wasting a couple minutes of everybody's time here with out editing this out. But this was I'd done this before I had realized what was causing this little freeze here. So now that I know what's causing that freeze, I'm always sure to move my mortars before, well, right after I place them. You know, move the mortar aim, that is. And as you can see, even I myself was getting a little bored during these, so I would start tracing things on the screen, like this perfect explosion there. So I think I've gone through about another $30,000 or $40,000 worth of buying and reselling that mortar tower in just this round. So yeah, that's a bit of work to get past these later rounds, which is why I think in this most recent week, the week of July 21st, I just stopped at round 100 because I was too lazy. But if you want to check that video out, it's just showing, you know, the power of temples and placement and stuff, and basically how to reduce your lag as much as possible to get farther in less time, and a little bit to show the difficulty curve. But yeah, coming up at the end of this round here. Alright. So you can see right now I do have 12 of the monkey pirates. I could use them to hook the BFBs, but I was saving them for the DDTs at the start of the round. So I could save, whoop, looks like I hooked a few anyways because I figured this was going to be my last round anyways. So normally I would save the monkey pirates for the beginning of the round. And on a non-lake or river tile, I would save my Moab assassins. But yeah, there we go. Little cleanup, and that was Lakeside. Sorry for not getting this video out there fast enough, but thanks for watching.